If you're buying stock in Keyonte George, who may you have bought stock in previously?
Like we always say, our comps are never one-to-one comps. They're always shades of, prospect chemistry, whatever. He reminded me a little bit of CJ McCollum, which is why I chuckled before, because you watch CJ McCollum now, and I feel like, man, that guy's really developed as a playmaker. He's not Luka, he's not LaMelo, he's not Gibby, he's not any of these A++ playmakers or passers, but he's a good passer. I think CJ is a really good passer, and I think the stuff that he can do now, where Keyonte George is not CJ, is in the mid-range, right? CJ McCollum in the mid-range is scary good. Now that's
I
where
think he
I'd
can
like
get there potentially, though.
Exactly. So he needs to work there, which is why it's not a 1-for-1, but the potential is there. And I thought even the way that he handles the ball, the way that he is kind of slithering around the court, and he's like, he's really low to the ground too. I thought there were a lot of it reminded me a lot of CJ. And I'm not saying once again that he's going to be CJ, but if I had to pick someone that had shades of who he had shades of, it was CJ for me.
I love that one. Lara, what about you? You got anybody?
One of the names that I keep going back to when I watch his game, and it like you guys said, it's not 1-to-1. Like I think Keyonte's gonna be a better defender than this guy. But I always hate comps, but I think Brad Beal, in terms of like his scoring ability, he's not somebody like. Yeah, he's played more on ball recently, but he's an older guy. He's more seasoned, and he understands the game a little bit more. But coming into the game, like, he was more off ball, attacking, tilted defense, especially with John Wall on the team.
Yep.
And we already know what he is as a shooter, either off the bounce, catch and shoot. And I don't know. I just see a lot of Bradley Beal in his offensive game, and I do think that, I see that offensively. Defensively, I don't know, man. I think Keyonte's a tough guy to comp, just because I think the defense is, like, when you see a guy with the type of talent that on offense that Keyonte has, like, usually, at least in my opinion, like, the defense isn't there where it is with Keyonte. So, I don't know. That's what I see.
I had Bradley Beal as one of the guys who I thought that he plays a little bit like. Shout out to the chat. San Fran Fan 30, our guy, says kind of reminds me of Tino Mobley, which I thought was a kind of a clever one. And Albert, I thought you'd appreciate that because you like our old guy comps. For me, one of the other guys that I see some aspects of his game is like a less bouncy Donovan Mitchell offensively.
Oh.
Because like Donovan Mitchell, like, maybe not the best like playmaker. Like, he could do it in spades, but he's got the pull-up game. He'll go finish through contact. I think he's got a similar type of game, and in that respect, because somebody posted some highlights. I guess a little bit of Jamal Murray in there too could be interesting as well. So, but for me, like, that's the type of prospect that I think he is coming into this cycle, and that's why I'm so excited for him. And I know a lot of people don't like comps. One of the reasons that I kind of do like comps, when you're not like, this is who he is going to be, when you're just kind of like, I see shades of this guy, is I think sometimes it helps you be a little bit like, it could help you be realistic about who a player is and what that archetype work in an NBA offense. And this is high praise for the guy. For this guy, we said Brad Beal, we said CJ McCollum, we said Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell. So that's high praise. I think he is potentially that kind of talent coming into the year, but it's why I'm so excited about him, because I could really see him being that type of player in an offense, and if that playmaking never comes around, like, no one's going to say that Jamal Murray is the best playmaker in the league, but he found the right partner to thrive off of, and when healthy, he's devastating. He's a problem. So even if that playmaking never comes around, he still could be a guy who could win you playoff series. So, I think that's one of the reasons I'm so high on him coming into the year. And I know, Larry, you talked about it early at the start of the show. Sometimes you just got to be confident, like, in your evaluation, and not really worry about what consensus is saying and just be like, this is what this is how much I believe in a guy. Because,
Yeah.
for me, I believe in him pretty heavily.